Welcome everyone to Unscripted Coding. Today we're going to talk about unreleased AI models. These are codename models that companies like Gemini or Google, Anthropic, OpenAI put out for testing, and you're really not sure if they're the state-of-the-art model or a cheaper model, but they're really just putting it out there, seeing how the reception is, how the outputs seem to the average user. And so you may have heard of names like um, Stargazer, Dragontail, and there are many others right now floating around, and there will be more in the future. And so the reason I'm bringing this up today is because there seems to be a number of unreleased models out right now that you can test and you can evaluate. And it happens to be that I'm quite excited and I wanted to do a quick comparison to see where things are. So let's talk about it very quickly here. Just on Reddit, you will find people talking about Dragontail, for example. Seems like that is the king right now. But there are others like Lunar Call, Moonhowler, Riverhollow, Shadebrook. I couldn't find all of them. I couldn't find and test all of them, but I did find a couple of them. And what I wanted to talk about is one, how you can use these models and find them out. And number two, how they seem to compare. So first and foremost, how you would test out one of these unreleased models is pretty much on LMArena. Uh, Maybe the text is a bit small here, but it is LMArena.ai. And what you're going to see, let's just open a new tab here. What you're going to see is that you can paste in a prompt, and I will use the same prompt here. And what's going to happen is you are blind testing two different models, Model A and Model B. And so if I run this, you're going to see they're deciding which two models to give it to me. They're going to output some code. And then at the very end, after we output, you normally wouldn't see the name. You would choose between A is better, B is better, tie, or both are bad. And this is a human-driven benchmark. And so once you have chosen your which model is better, then you're going to get the results. This is Gemini 2.5 and Claude 3.5 Haiku. Neither of these are particularly exciting, but once in a while you will find Dragontail, Night Whisper, Shadebrook, and so on. So we're just gonna wait it out here. And these are two responses. Now, both of these seem fairly short, so I'm going to hazard a guess that neither of these are particularly good or sophisticated models. But I'm not going to mess with the benchmark by clicking and figuring this out without taking a look at it. But I wanted to share the same prompt that I've been giving and give you a bit of background before we look at the performance of a number of these tools. So lately, I have stumbled on these conversation starter cards, and this is just one brand, and I found them kind of helpful and interesting at a social gathering recently. And you just pick up a card, and they will have a question on it, and you would have a conversation. Now, these could be in all sorts of um, different topics or different contexts. So family gathering, you're going to have a fun kind of family friendly question. But if you have something that's more, can you imagine? What do you think? And I think there are other kind of like date night, family mealtime. You're obviously going to get a different question set, and I'm quite surprised at the fact that these can cost quite a bit at $25. And I thought there must be some online alternative to this where somebody had just pasted a list of these. And of course, you will find it. Here is a giant list of these questions. There's 250 of them. And then when I Googled, there are better and better kind of alternatives. This is more of a flashcard kind of thing, which is really nice. We have another one where generating extras. Now, the one that I was quite impressed with is datenightquestions.com, and we'll just go with for friends. And I just found the design and kind of the layout to be very slick, so that you have something that's quite nice as well versus this kind of plain version. Functionally, do I think it'll make much of a difference? Not at all, but I wanted to see if I could recreate this very quickly. And so I went on Chatbot Arena and went, can you help me create a single page web app where you use JavaScript libraries to animate flipping cards in a deck? I want a set of conversation starters, and each card will contain a question. Just put in 5 placeholders for now. I'm hoping that the animation is very slick, where the cards are face down first, is flipped and placed on the side. The user must be able to flip the cards to progress through the deck, but also reverse back. Also, the user should be able to shuffle the remaining hidden cards. Keep the list of questions simple. I intend to switch them out and create some logic to switch out decks of questions. So you can see I'm trying to ask them to recreate this animation, but I also wanted to flip back the other way. And that's what I was hoping for. And let's pull out and see what the different models gave me. Now, granted, this is one shot. I picked the first one that LMArena put out. So if I drew the next Gemini 2.5 Pro model, it will look a little bit different. It may be better, it may be worse, but I just picked the first one and chose a variety of representative options here. Is this fair? Is this scientific? No, but it does align very quickly with what I expected in terms of quality, but it also, generally is a slightly flawed test. So first and foremost, I had Phi 4. This is Microsoft's very tiny model. I think it ranges from 3 to 15 billion parameters. It gave me a very simple implementation, and you can see it doesn't reflect what I was hoping for. It does this weird flipping thing. Let me zoom in. I mean, there are cards being flipped. There isn't much of a design. Is the animation slick? Not at all. They ignored the questions, but for a very tiny model that can run on your phone, at least it's functional code. Next one I have is Grok 2, and I've arranged these basically from very generally worst to best. There is some subjectivity here, but Grok 2, surprising. I thought Grok would do better, but you can see it goes beyond Phi 4 a little bit, but I'm not sure what it's doing exactly. Let's shuffle this, and the cards are flipped, but they kind of gave 5 questions, and it's not really a deck. I'm not sure why it has gone that way. So Grok 2, not too impressed. Next is O3 Mini. I was surprised at this, but it is certainly a significant jump from Grok 2 and Phi. So if I just refresh this, we'll flip. And it's interesting that it started face up first. So it only flips once, and then it kind of cycles through. If I shuffle, you can see the numbers are different. Nothing wrong with this. This one is fine, and O3 I would expect performance to be okay. But as a reasoning model from OpenAI, I am a little bit disappointed. It also didn't give me placeholder questions. I guess very basic, this is a placeholder, but not a placeholder question. The next one is Gemini Flash 2.0 Thinking. I thought this one was okay, just the layout was a bit finicky. And so if I flip a card, it flips and then cycles to the side. It's all right, and it does have questions. It's very bare bones. Um, so we'll flip a question, and if we go back, uh, we can recall the card, I think. Yeah, so it's the same card, and then we'll shuffle it and flip again. The layout is a bit strange, but there is a crisp animation here that is happening. Some weird kind of artifacting on the side, so it's not great, but it is functional as well. Next, we have Gemini Pro 2.5, and this one looks kind of similar to the O3 Mini, but you'll see that it's just they've taken it a bit further of moving it to the center and making it work out. Uh, Not too much difference. We'll see more of it here, but Gemini Pro 2.5 again, functional is this amazing, not particularly. Next, we have Sonnet 3.5 Sonnet Thinking. And this one, you could see there's more of a design being put together. Is this the end design? No, but I like that they've put some thought into it. And this animation, not perfect. It's kind of weird because it's shuffling underneath, but I feel like the model is trying a lot harder to do something special. And so, flipping the card, we can shuffle the deck. The shuffling is a cool animation, and then we flip the card onto the next one and the next one and so on. So I like this one quite a bit despite the flaws because it's trying to be a lot more ambitious. Next one, we have DeepSeek R1. You can see this one is similar to the Gemini Flash one as well. But again, a bit more ambitious, follows a bit more closely because the card is off to the side and you can flip it back in. Just weird that's coming from the back, but I think we could probably fix that. But I liked this one a lot in general. We can fix the layout very simply. Next, we have Claude 3.7 Sonnet. And honestly, this one was quite impressive, and that's why I kind of tagged it as good. As I was going through, I went, this is one that I could build on top of. This, interestingly enough, is not the thinking model. This is 3.7 regular. And so if I refresh here, we go next card. I don't have too many complaints other than it's going to the back. And in general, just slick animations. I did not notice that it goes to different places. That's really interesting. But in general, I just really liked the implementation of this one, but still some flaws. We move next to Riverhollow. This is one of the models that we don't know what it is. It seems to be a fine-tuned version of 2.5 Pro, or at least that's what people have figured. And uh-oh, here we go. We just go next, and you can see there's a bit of an animation. We shuffle, it shakes a bit. Next. I just like this one. It's similar. There are some flaws, but it's flipping to the top. It's getting rid of that really weird behavior that kind of just ruins a Claude one because why is it going to the back? And so this one, even though it's simpler, it looks mostly right. We can work with this one. Next, we have GPT 4.5 preview. Not out yet, but interestingly enough, this one is not code named. So GPT 4.5, you can see I like it a lot. I'm ranking it quite high. We're just going to click next. Sorry. Click to flip. This is odd behavior. There we go. Okay, so it's sliding from the bottom of the deck, and I can work with that. So I like that it's kind of shuffled on the side here, um, in general. Should this have ranked as high? Maybe not. Um, but overall, I like the animation. These are all very close at this point. Next one, GPT-4o. This one kind of reminds me of some of the older ones we had from the O3 Mini, as well as the Gemini Pro 2.5. And so we're just going to flip the card, flip the card. Here we go. Okay, this should not rank that high, so we'll move it down a bit. Not impressed here. We'll move on. Next, we have DeepSeek V3. Very surprising that it's done this well. And so I'm just going to go click next. You can see nice smooth animation moves to a side. We could perhaps move it a bit further out, but next and next and next, and you can see very smooth. And in general, just a really good implementation like this one with the colors and everything. I even a drop down for different ones, different sets of questions. Really impressive for DeepSeek V3. I think we might have just gotten lucky. This is one that I did not expect to perform so well. So we're getting better and better. The next one is Dragontail. This is the one that people were talking about that's so good. So I'm gonna zoom in a bit. It seemed a bit small. I hate the colors. I'm just gonna say it now. I hate the colors. Who chose this design? But that's fine. If we click next, the animation is a bit quick, but it is perfect in that it's moving to the side. If we flip it back, these are all going to the right place. You can see there's a bit of offset as well, which is really nice. This shuffle animation, like it's different every time. I like it a lot. And just in general, this is a very smooth implementation. You can see not a lot of issues here. So Dragontail, really, really good. But there's one that I ranked higher here, and it kills me because it timed out before I could rank it, so I could not figure out where this one came from. So I'll just refresh, but you can see I said unknown but good. I would have tossed it, but it's so good. Once again, the animations are just very slick and really, really good. So it is a matter of opinion. I can see how Dragontail could come out ahead, but I just went, why did Dragontail pick this god awful color scheme? Perfectly reasonable. I mean, the dark green and the weird brownish colors are a palette, but I just hate the colors so much. In this case, I thought this one was really, really good. And if we take a look, I wouldn't be surprised if this is Sonnet or something related to Anthropic as one of the Anthropic unreleased models. It kills me that I did not figure out which model this is, but it is what it is. So you can see kind of the progression here as we try something as lowly as 5.4, which again, I don't want to be insulting. This is really, really good implementation for something that's so small and simple, and you can work with this. Same with Grok. This is a perfectly functional, reasonable implementation. Just didn't follow all of the cues, and then we kind of moved our way up. all the way up to these brand new unannounced models. And I think as I play around with it more, I was impressed with the DeepSeek just because this one is the closest one I would use without modification. Um, but Dragontail is probably the one. The implementation is so smooth here that I think with just a couple minor color corrections, I could totally reuse this one. The other thing that I did like from the DeepSeek was that it already anticipated that we would create a couple different decks, and that's not present in Dragontail. Anyways, just very quick ranking through these models. Again, this is not the end all be all because, models do vary. If you ask it the same question over and over, you're going to get different results. But if you want to try something similar, I really do recommend going on LMArena, throwing something that is representative of what you do. So if you're a data scientist and all you do is write SQL, just throw a bunch of them and test it out and see where you feel, because this is a great way for you to not have a bit of bias. You only see the model after you make a pick. It's great because it's not charging you anything, and then you could run the same test over and over, and you might even see some of these models that you don't get to see a lot of. Anyways, I hope you had fun with this, and see the progression of models over time and over how many parameters it has and the difference it can make in creating your projects. So thanks for watching, and next week we will work on something else. Thanks. Bye.